Hello and welcome. It is the end of the month again. Can you believe it? It's like, I don't know, it's just constant, isn't it? It's just like time never stops, does it? Surely doesn't. My hair is everywhere. I'm just like kind of combed through it. Needs a wash, to be fair. Well, it's not too bad. Get washed in the morning. But yeah, it's the end of August, the last Saturday in August. Where has this year gone? Is what I'll say. Um, I hope everyone is well. I am. Oh, I've got a couple of things to talk about. I've got a little game which I'll do in a bit, which is called True or Bluff. Which I think is kind of like Call My Bluff. Have I gone blurred? I can't get this bloody camera to work properly. I think I've gone blurred because I've got my glasses on and I don't look as clear. Yeah, I think that's better. Sort of. Anyway, as I said, I hope you're all good and everything. And we'll play. I don't know what I've done with the lid. Um, yeah, it's True or Bluff. And basically, I give you a certain name, a word, as it were, and then I tell you four possible meanings for that word, and you have to guess. One of them I have made up, and the other three are just written on the card. One of them's obviously true, and you have to guess which one you think is the correct answer. So that is that. However, before that, I'm not sure if everybody's aware, but some of you may be. I released a video earlier on with regards to the upcoming event, which is in October, at the end of October for charity, which is for, well, it's going to be two charities. Street Paws and Pause for Thought, which are both animal charities. I released a video with regards to an online pet competition. Now, the aim of it is to raise funds for Street Paws. So, it's just for fun. There is um, runners up and winners prizes for Pets at Home vouchers and a certificate to for said winners. I have put a video out earlier today, and all the information is in that. So please, after this live, go and make a donation if you can, of whatever you can afford, and then send me an email with your pet's pictures, and we'll get this up and running. And you've got till the end. In fact, you've got till the 30th of September to do it. So there's a while. There is a while. So I don't suppose it is a rush really, but get in straight away while you remember. Because I will be doing a video for the raffle um, near the end of next month, and there's lots, you know what I mean, lots going on. So just get straight in there. You never know. And I mean, all our pets are amazing, and obviously our favourite and the best and the most beautiful and most caring, loving, and probably annoying. And Jasper can be a dickhead sometimes, but I love him to bits. So yeah, all our pets are all those things, but it just, you're basically helping other people or homeless people keep their pets by providing um, the means for them to get medical treatment, food, etc., etc. Which, as you can imagine, how much joy our pets bring us, and comfort to someone who is homeless. That's just tenfold, isn't it? So yes. Anyway, it is 16 people watching, and I can see 3 comments. So we'll say hello to them. If you are watching, please say hello. If you've never watched before, if you've watched before but you've never commented, please say hello. We don't bite unless you ask, obviously, and then that's different. But it's a payable service. I usually send Ian. Just kidding. Hi Sylvia. Hi Peter. Hi Victoria, and hi Kath. I hope you are all well, and hope you've all been up to something exciting. Had, you know, a really nice meal or something. I don't know. I'm talking twaddle. Um, are you new here? Oh yeah, Kath. I've never seen you here before. Hi Chrissy. I have old Robo Bitch back, by the way. I I sent the new one back. I decided that after, if you saw my vlog, I had a day out down the park, and on my way back I caught the wheel in a pothole on the new Robo Bitch, and it spun me about all over the shop and freaked me out. And so yeah, I couldn't couldn't get used to it anymore. I'd like, it had gone too far. Hi Dodo. I don't have a pet, but will donate to the charity. Oh, thank you so much. That's lovely, Pete. I if you don't want to, you blah, 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 speak, Lenny, speak. You could do it a different way. Because I'm also doing an auction and an auction and a raffle. So if you wanted to donate an item to that, and then send it off to the winner when, you know, that would be great. All you need to do then is just send us a picture of the item. My email is in the bottom anyway, because I've had, well, we've got a few things in there now. I've got about 9 or 10 things in it, including a beautiful blanket made by Dodo, and a voucher, £50 voucher from Secret Carpers, and Kirsten's Curiosity. She sent in a lovely little box with a candle, a little fair trade rabbit that she has made for a shop, and a little what are them like tins called? I think they're made of paper mache, and then they're painted in like beautiful colours and stuff. So yeah, that is another way. But yeah, Pete, there's a video, a couple of videos back, with regards to the raffle prizes and things. So if you want to go and watch that, and that'll give you all the information for that. And anyone else, if you want to donate a raffle prize, then please do. Obviously, it really helps. And again, all the information is there for that. Will Pets at Home sponsor a prize? Well, I didn't ask them, Kath, but I have two. Well, Ian, who you know, he has put money towards getting vouchers for Pets at Home's prizes, as has my sister, who I still haven't told. She helped me last year doing something, so I know she will. I don't really have to ask, but it would be nice for me to alert her to this, wouldn't it? So I've got the winners will get £10 Pets at Home voucher, and the runners up, so there'll be three pets from each category picked. So there's like a male and female dog one for each one, and then a male and female cat one, and then a male and female other creature. Unfortunately, we couldn't do loads of different ones, so I've just put all of the creatures into one thing, and then my friend will pick a top three. My friend who's done judging and worked with crafts and stuff, she'll pick a top three for each category, and then all three of those will get a voucher and a certificate. But which one, depending on the one that wins the is the overall winner. So what'll happen is the overall the three will be put on my community hub, and then you can choose your favorite out of each one, and people can share it on their Facebooks and whatever, and get more likes if it's their pet, I guess, because that's what happens usually, isn't it? We appreciate your hard work in organising these charity events. Learning last year was brilliant fun and so much money raised. Oh, thank you, Victoria. This is my third year, and I can't not do it now. It's like every year. It's just I have to start, and because the raffle went down so well, I've never done a raffle up until last year, but the raffle on its own raised £1,500, which is a mental amount of money, and obviously everyone was so generous with the prizes that they put into it. People really enjoyed it, especially the wheel. The wheel was like the star, wasn't it? Every time it was like every time someone's name was drawn out, it was like the wheel, and get the wheel to pick your prize. But yeah, like I said, if you have anything you want to donate, whether it's new, old, handmade, whatever, obviously it all adds up in it'll be put in. And I think there's a couple of jigsaws in there at the minute. There's a couple of jigsaws. There is a I have got a list out on. I'm going to go and look at my list because I'll just go, no. Hi, Cherry. Hi, Stephen. Right, list. Not that list. So we've got a £50 voucher, the handmade blanket, cashmere scarf, and all sorts jigsaw, a bag of jewellery which is coming from me, as is the all sorts jigsaw and the cashmere scarf and the wine game, and an illusion jigsaw, and then the I put as candle bundle, can't speak, which is coming from Kirsten. And I've had a few other people have said to us that they will donate things. So yeah. So it's been really good already. That's hopeful. But yeah, so it'll be the 28th to the 30th of October, and there will be I think Andrew is going to do something on the Friday. On the Saturday, I'm not sure as yet. On the Sunday, there's I'll be live because it's the end of the month anyway, and then I'll probably do some sort of quiz thing, some sort of maybe a couple of things that you know what I mean for entertainment. Hopefully, I think the movie chat guys are going to get involved with something, possibly Cookie and the Haydens, and hopefully a couple others. So I'll make it just, you know what I mean? Like, it'll be good. It'll be good. That in whatever we can raise is always a bonus, isn't it? And like I said, I mean, obviously we raised over 5,000 for dementia the first year, and then over 6,000 last year for mental health. and then see what we can do for that animal. So that'd be cool. Hi, Rich. But yeah, Stephen, if you want to pop in, the link is in the chat. I think Ian's away, so he's not coming on tonight. I'm not sure where Sharon is. Susie. How'd you say Susie? Where did even that come from? Susan. I think she's busy. And then Nick is having his dinner and he's coming on after, which is why I'm kind of keeping this truth or bluff game, because he thought it was quite fun last time. So although that was in private, we had a little group thing. Well, the jewellery needs to be no, Chrissy, it's all untangled. It's got some nice bits in. No, she wouldn't like being a Susie for sure. I don't even know where that come out of actually. I'll do something for you, Lenny. Auction something on the Saturday Night Live for you or something. Oh, that'll be cool. Thanks, Richard. Obviously, anything that can help is always good, isn't it? I've partly filled this bag. There will be more jewellery added to this, but this is the current bag so far. This will be. I haven't gone through my other stuff yet. I've only gone through one biscuit. Why can't I think of normal words? Biscuit box, even, yeah. But there's some nice stuff in there. So yeah, some nice things in there. Will be more added, so that'll be cool. The internet keeps disconnecting, yeah. Oh, I hope it sorts itself out. I'll send you pictures of a bracelet in a couple of colorways, but it's when I can pick a color, length, and pattern. Oh, that's great! Thank you so much, Sylvia. Your skills at making jewelry are amazing. I know. I have some. Don't know why I was doing that in my posh accent, but it's my posh accent. Can we get Andrew Nolan to skip again? Hopefully, if we can raise enough money. Well, we're trying to get him to eat more onions again. I don't think he was up for that so much. But I will try. Right. Where am I? Sounds lovely, Fauna. I will auction a film prop for you and don't know the money to your charity. Oh, fantastic. Thank you, Richard. Don't know if my comment got posted. Don't know what comment posted. I'm thinking about donating a Chinese rug. So it's anyone. Honestly, anything, Stephen, you know what I mean? I mean, obviously someone's gonna love it. That's the thing, isn't it? We all have different tastes. I don't know what a Chinese rug looks like. Is it just like? Is it got like symbols on it, or is it like? You know how you get them woven things, and then it has like little temples and little sort of Chinese people and things like that, and they're like, I've forgotten what they are. Is it like a tapestry on the wall type of thing? Because I know that sometimes rugs are used as tapestries, aren't vice versa. I don't know. Aye, that was funny. What was the onion? Yeah, it turned out that he liked it fried though. After all that time of hating onion, he actually ended up liking it when it was fried. Hi Neil, hope you're good. Anyone want a ton of Lego and Mega Blocks mixed? I can let you sort it for a prize. Are you donating that, Kat? Because I'm sure someone that would love loads of Lego. You know what they are like. Yeah, I wouldn't want any. I remember when the bear had Lego and standing on it was enough. You know, and you just stood on that. Why did it hurt so much? It was like just this little plastic brick thing. It's also like when you stood on an upturned plug. Have you ever done that? That knacks. But yeah. I don't know if you want to come on, Neil. You've sent pictures of the rug via Instagram. Right, let's have a look. Where's my phone? I've never seen anyone nearly cut their hand off with a butter knife. Right, let's have a see. Instagram. Oh, that's cool. I've seen things like that, but I, I wouldn't have guessed that was Chinese in a million years. I'm sure. So it doesn't. Honestly, would not have guessed that was Chinese, but I remember things like this when I was younger in bedrooms, like just having the circular rug in a bedroom. But yeah, that would be cool. You can use them pictures if you're happy to keep it and donate. And donate if you're happy to keep hold of it and send it on to whoever wins. That would be great. Is a rug a gentleman's hair, please? I think some are. I still have a little up at the moment playing board whilst watching Who Said Men Cannot Multitask. Oh, while watching Who Said Men Cannot Multitask. Playing board games, I'm guessing. In that case, I would say you can't multitask because you haven't wrote the right full thing in. What he's doing. Listening to the dog. Yeah, but should be cool. If the rug is going to be popular, then that's sorted. Thank you. No, thank you. That is great. I can add that to my list. I will just nick your picture that you sent us and put that in. Because what I'll do is what I did last year was when the raffle tickets went on sale, which will not be until sort of the end of next month. Um, I put a video out with all of the prizes in. Um, so anyone who is donating a prize, if you could get the pictures to me with what it is, etc., as soon as possible. That will be good, and that way I can put them all together in time for when I do my video. Yeah, that is the plan. So yeah, it did, didn't it? And obviously, like I said, I'm going to get some. The charity shop is donating a few things, so I need to see them as well. The only problem is I can't get in their shop to look for stuff essentially. So I have to rely on them to bring stuff. Although they are going to put some jewellery in as much, you know, because that's what I've been sorting out for them. So it makes sense. But as well as that, they were saying, what else do you mean? And I was like, well, I've got to send it, so preferably nothing breakable. But like they had an Amy Winehouse book that was worth a bit of money. So I said, if you cover anything like that, that would be cool. What you could do, Joan, is just whatever the amount is you're donating, you can just say to a thing of their choice, if you know what I mean. So like the winner gets to choose, if that makes sense. Because then they might say, oh well, can I have it for Argos? Or they might say, can I have it for Tesco or whatever. So you could do it that way. And then you can just do it through email, which is what Susan did last year. She just sent them it through email. Love Honey, that's well, I mean, if they wanted a Love Honey voucher, that is entirely up to them. I think um Secret Carper and his wife Richard and Joel, they used One for All, which is in various different shops, in case you wanted to get it in sooner. But yeah, I'm gonna bring back the wheel. So well, it'll be a wheel to pick the winners, and then a wheel to pick the prizes if the person wants to not choose it themselves, because they get the option. And obviously, if the person isn't there, what we did last year was would spin the wheel on it. So yeah, is Love to Shop? Is that what like the hampers? You know, like park hampers or whatever. Isn't that what they sell? I think. I think it is. Yeah. Um. That works, doesn't it, John? And then, like I said, that's what Susan chose to do. They just let the person decide what they wanted. So that was cool. Yay for the wheel, yeah. Yeah, everyone was just going, wheel, wheel. Like, I mean, obviously I was reading it, so, but that's what it looked like to me. You think that the related companies, right, yeah. Yeah, I love to shop as a generic voucher accepted on a lot of bases, which I think must be similar to that One for All then, because I know that is accepted in a lot of places, but yeah, it's all good, isn't it? All good. Right, so I've got that truth or bluff game thing, true or bluff game. In the meantime, I could just do some quiz questions if you want. Hi, Tom and Belle. I'm thinking of putting together a sweetie hamper since I'm not allowed them anymore. Oh, bless you. Um, Yeah, that would be fantastic, Kath. And anything you could do would be great. It might include a toothbrush. Hi, Porky. I don't know if I said hello to you. Can't remember. Yeah, the sweet ones went down well last year. Me bag of chocolate one I did. I haven't done that this year, like, to be fair. Just going to neck some chocolate and yogurt. No bother. Right, we'll do a few of these quiz questions while we wait. I don't know. I know there's no chocolate bag. Well, I haven't done one, but if anyone wants to do one, you can. Right, these are in additional trivia. Unless I just start the one I was going to do. Because I'm not going to be here late. Yeah, I think I'll just start the quiz I was going to do. Right. Get back in there. And I'll keep these ones for another day. Right. Right, where's I put my notes? Anybody? What have I done? Oh, there. Okay. So, as I said earlier, right, this is True or Bluff, which is similar to Call My Bluff. So I'm going to tell you a name. I'll write it in the chat as well because I might pronounce it wrong, knowing me. And then I'm going to give you 4 options of what the word actually means. One of them, of course, is true. One of them I've made up, and the other 2 are just written there anyway, but are not real. So the meaning of each word. Right, so these are the proper ones. What I'll do is I'll get another one out just to do a quick run through, right? And then you know. Pick the card with like the hardest word on. Okay, so this is just the test one, right? So the word is zigzag, right? So it's Z-I, type, it would help if I was typing in the book. Z-I, Z-I-C, Z-I, Z-A-C. That work? Yeah. And it either means an Arabic word meaning to dart back and forth, from which our own word zigzag has been derived. It's a type of small sweet, a bit like a tic tac. It's an Egyptian plover, a type of wading bird that warns nearby crocodiles of approaching danger. It's a multi-tiered tower of temple that originates in ancient Mesopotamia. Zig and zag, they were 80s puppets, yeah. So, is it an Arabic word meaning to dart back and forth, from which our own word zigzag has been derived? Is it a small type of sweet, a bit like a tic tac? Is it an Egyptian plover, a type of wading bird that warns nearby crocodiles of approaching danger? Or is it a multi-tiered tower or temple that originated in ancient Mesopotamia? Oh, look, it's Mr. Thriftaff himself. Right, so got 2 for Arabic word. Hi, Chop Chop. 3 for Arabic word. 1 for clover. You mean pullover? Yeah, of course, you can hop on. You can play this. I was waiting for you, but then I thought, oh, because I didn't want to be on Get Late, so. And Martin says tower. You can also guess which one I made up, if you want. The other ones would be better than this because I've just done this off the top of my head, where the other ones I've actually put some thought in. That's kind of how it works. Anyway, yeah. No, it's a pulver. I don't know how you pronounce it. Plover? Is that how you pronounce it? Hello.
Hello.
So you think it's an Arabic word meaning to dart back and forth?
Seems plausible.
Well, the correct answer is, and it's an Egyptian plover, a type of wading bird that warns nearby crocodiles of approaching danger.
Oh, plover.
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 Yeah. And it's called a zigzag.
So did you make up the zigzag?
No, I made up the tic tac bit.
Oh, the little sweet. Yeah, that makes sense.
Sweet, that just come out my head.
Last time we played this, I was only any good at spotting the ones you made up.
Yeah, you were. I'm hoping you won't be this time because I've put a bit more thought in the other ones. I've actually written myself something. But Kath got that in the chat anyway. So yeah, you can also guess which one you think I wrote, if that works. All right, so the first one is Kanaka. Kanaka. Right, I'm going to type it, and then you might see it's pronounced different to what I think it is, but then there you go. So, is a kanaka a whisk made from bamboo used in traditional Japanese tea making ceremonies? Is a kanaka the name of a native Hawaiian derived from the Hawaiian word for a man? Is a kanaka a tribal woman that helps with childbirth, a bit like a midwife? Or is a kanaka a type of barbed spear that is used for Inuits for hunting fish through ice holes? Apparently he's a 90s wrestler. Kanaka.
Well, they all seemed fairly plausible, to be fair.
So I put some thought in them this time. Well, it's good, me, man.
Kanaka. It doesn't really sound like anything apart from knackered. Could we quickly get them again before I plumb one?
A whisk made from bamboo used in traditional Japanese tea making ceremonies. The name for a native Hawaiian derived from the Hawaiian word for man. A tribal woman that helps with childbirth, a bit like a midwife. And a type of barbed spear that is used by Inuits for hunting fish through ice holes.
Right. I think it's the Hawaiian slang word or native word, and I think you made up the midwife one.
You were right on both counts.
No.
Yes.
Got me mojo back on this game.
Yes, a kanaka is a native Hawaiian derived from the Hawaiian word for a man.
Nice.
And John and them said, "Is it something you don't want to catch in your flies?"
Exactly. Your Kanakas.
Your knackers, yes. So I think Kath got that as well on there.
No.
Exactly, childbirth could make you knackered, and that was kind of my thought, I suppose. Okay, next one is a McCallum, right? So I'll
Well, that just sounds like a Scottish surname, doesn't it?
yeah, I'm just writing it in the chat. McCallum. So, is it a Scottish farm tool similar to a matlock? It is used to hoe or to dig holes. Is it a type of rein used by knights in which the rider could control the horse with his feet, leaving his hands free? Is it a dish of vanilla ice cream topped with raspberry sauce? Or is it a type of lace used to hold up the long socks of Sweden's national costume?
Oh my God. The one that grabbed me as sounding right was the horse reins that you use. You control the horse with your foot, was it?
Yeah.
That sounded good. But I did like the first one because of the Scottish reference, but that's a bit obvious.
Right.
So I'm gonna plumb for the reins. What was the first one again? Sorry, it was a hoe.
Yeah, a Scottish farm tool similar to a mattock, and it is used as a hoe or to dig holes.
And would you have made that up? I think maybe you did the ice cream then.
The answer is a dish of vanilla ice cream topped with raspberry sauce.
That's the real answer.
That is the real answer. It's a McCallum.
Oh.
Yeah, and
did you make up the Scottish hoe?
No, mine's the laces, the long socks of the Swedish national
No
dance.
way, that was a good. Oh yeah, you've got better at making these up.
Nah, just make some shit up. Right there.
That was a hard one. I'd have never guessed the ice cream for that.
Yeah, ice cream. Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, the next one is cockabully.
Wow.
Yeah, and that is cockabully. Said as it's written as it said.
Like Cocker Spaniel.
Yeah, but with a bully instead.
The bully.
It's what a Scottish mother tells her son to do when her husband's dinner's ready, but he is in the shed. Go on, McCallum, and tell him his tea's ready.
Oh, I've spelled it wrong. Cock-a-bully.
Cock-a-bully. Okay. It is either the term used for the fenced-in ring or enclosure used for cock and dog fights. It is any of a variety of small freshwater fish native to New Zealand. It is a person who thinks he is the most important member of a group and usually gets his way through acts of aggression. It is a male chicken who is aggressive that does not mix with others.
A cockabully. Right, I think that last one I think's yours. Wow. I've kind of instantly forgotten all the others now. The last one was so classic. What were the others? Sorry.
So it was the term used for the fenced-in ring or enclosure used for cock and dog fights. It's any of a variety of small freshwater fish native to New Zealand, or it's a person who thinks he is the most important member of a group and usually gets his way through acts of aggression, or a male aggressive chicken that does not mix with others.
I've lost my mojo. I don't know. I think it might be the fish, and I think you made up the last one, the aggressive cock.
Yes, you are correct on both counts.
On both. Oh, come on.
And the cockabully is when you've had enough of being pushed around and hit him in his jaffers.
Yeah, that would work. Wow. Oh, Ian got fish as well, look. And Joan went.
Dodo.
Yeah.
Fish from a few people got there. I don't know who was first. Hold on. Yeah, Dodo was first. So next thing is parasang. So Parasang. Parasang. So parasang is a traditional Japanese bathroom set in a formal garden. A parasang is a Madagascan bird known for its beautiful mating song. Parasang is an old I can't say Persuasion measure. Why can I not see it?
Precision
Measure of length reckoned to be about 3¼ miles. Or it is a blue vegetable dye derived from banana leaves and used for colouring cotton in India.
Whoa. Japanese bathroom. Doesn't sound right for one of them. Madagascan fancy bird. I'm plumbing for that might be your one. Para sounds a bit like it might be measuring related, so I'm going with that. I think it's this length of measure. I think the blue dye is a bit of an odd one. It could be that, but parasang doesn't sound like. Yeah, I'm going for the whatever that length of measurement was.
And you are correct on both.
Oh, get in.
I can't get me first one fooled you, but these are not.
I found my game.
Martin knew it was the measurement as well. No worries, Sylvia.
I'm going to switch the chat completely off, actually. So
and Porky said it's a parasang is a soldier on karaoke. Which is just, yeah.
Or it's a song that you sing when you're parachuting out of a plane.
Okay, the next word is a quirt.
Quirt. How's that spell?
Quirt. Quirt.
Oh. Sounds like a word I should have heard of.
Okay, so a quirt is a small burn caused by water above boiling point. It is a South American marsupial noted for its long upturned nose and beady eyes. It is a Spanish American riding whip having a short handle and a braided leather lash. It is a popular Elizabethan drinking vessel made of glass encased in leather.
Ooh. They're varied. So it's a burn made by boiling water.
Yeah.
A marsupial from where?
South America.
I thought marsupials were all from Australia. Or did I imagine that? And then it's a Spanish American whip.
Yeah.
I'm liking that. Elizabethan drinking vessel. Glass encased in leather. I quite like that because quirt sounds like a measurement of something almost. I'm torn between the last two. I'm going to go with the Elizabethan drinking vessel, and I think you made up the marsupial.
You're wrong on both.
No!
It was the whip is the correct answer, a Spanish American riding whip. And I made up the burn.
Oh, right. Okay. I was definitely wrong with my marsupials are only Australian. Then.
Yeah.
Why is it that they're only Australian? I thought, I can't think now. Right, that's it. My run has ended. I'll get them all wrong from here on in.
Right, I'm not sure if it's Lydite or Lydite, but Lyddite.
Lyddite. Did the chat get that right? I've switched it off.
Yes.
Nice.
Dodo, Martin, and John did. Dodo was first.
Lyddite. I've heard of a Luddite, but not a Lyddite.
Is that how you say it? I don't know.
No, it's spelt differently.
So, Luddite is either a type of explosive named after the town in southeast England where it was first tested, someone who is opposed to all forms of technical innovation, a follower of Victorian doctor George Lyde, who promoted a diet of fresh fruit and oatmeal as a cure for most illnesses, or a semi-precious green stone with silver flecks. Hi, Ella.
How is it spelled again? L-U?
Lyddite.
Luddite. Because the second one, someone who is not up to date with technology and that is a Luddite, but I'm sure that's spelled Ludd. Oh, maybe it used to be spelt differently.
Yeah, I've put it in the private chat so you can see it. That's how it's spelled.
Yeah, I think that's in there because the word looks like Luddite. And then I think yours might be the green gemstone. And I think the answer is the explosive material, the first one.
And you are correct on both.
On both. Oh, I'm back on it.
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
No, I made up the stone thing, which was a bit obvious considering,
Yeah, it could have easily been though, because it sounds like one of them words,
Well, it
doesn't
did.
it?
That's what I kind of thought. That's what I went with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't a bad one. It just felt like you. That one.
Right. Thanks, Joanna. She says I fooled her. So the next word is fichu. So it's Fichu. 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 I don't know which way.
Fichu. Oh, fichu.
Okay.
That sounds a bit oriental.
A fichu is a type of knife used for taking stones out of fruit. It is a three-cornered cape worn by ladies to cover their neck, throat, and shoulders. It is a painted Japanese theatrical screen used to reflect moods during stage performance, or it is a Chinese vase dating from the early 14th century, which was commonly used to store or preserve fruit.
Ooh, the Laney one isn't jumping out at me this time.
Did you, Starlo? Hopefully it doesn't do it again. He keeps disconnecting.
That's a tricky one, isn't it? A knife to cut up fruit, was it, or something?
To cut out the stone.
Cut out the stones. Totally feasible. Three-cornered cape. That sounded convincing. But when you said the word, I thought it sounded oriental. So then we got Japanese and Chinese at the end. Japanese screen rang true to me. Chinese vase, totally plausible. Right, I'm gonna. Oh, I have no idea. Could be any of them. Right, I'm gonna plumb for yours being the knife, and the correct one being the Japanese screen.
So mine was yours. You got mine right.
Oh,
A fichu is a three-cornered cape worn by ladies to cover their neck, throat, and shoulders.
Yeah, that did sound convincing. I was just I convinced myself it was going to be something Oriental because of the sound of the word. But
You're better at getting them than some of the ones in the chat. But yeah, but Dodo got that straight away.
Right. So you're convincing people your definition's correct in the chat.
I'm convincing Joan. I haven't seen other people so far, but Joan believes me, so that's good.
When we play this game, it has various names, but Absolute Balderdash is the version we have, and you get bonus points if you convince people of yours. I love doing that.
Yeah,
making them sound convincing.
I think you've guessed. You've only not guessed two of mine or something. Right. Grogram is the next word.
GRO.
Yeah, and then GRAM. Grogram.
Grogram. Wow. It's actually really hard to come up with definitions, isn't it, as well? Your mind just goes blank, or mine does when I play this game.
Okay, so the first one is a measurement used for height equal to 1 foot. The second one is a traditional dish from India made from pulses. The third is a kind of coarse cloth of silk, mohair, and wool. And the last one is a double measure of rum given to sailors on British Navy ships, naval ships, I should say.
So the double measure of rum is grog.
Mm.
I can see the association. Doesn't mean it's not true, but that could be yours. What was the first one again? I was slightly confused by that.
A measurement used for height equal to 1 foot.
But that's a foot.
But not everywhere it isn't, is it?
Oh.
Well, actually, to be fair. Isn't that green?
Indian dish made of pulses, totally plausible. Coarse cloth made of silk, mohair, and wool. Grogram. Would they call a double measure of rum? Because grog is rum mixed with water. So I'm thinking I'm going to rule that. I'm going to say that's your one, and I reckon it's the cloth.
Okay, so you didn't get mine.
No, is yours the first one then?
Yeah, mine was.
See, that's
But you did get the other one. It is a kind of coarse cloth of silk, mohair, and wool. So you
right. Okay, interesting.
Dodo got that right in the chat.
You fooled me that time.
I fooled you.
It didn't sound right though. I was questioning it, but yeah, you got me. You got me good.
Right. The next word is merry thought.
Is it written as it sounds?
Yep.
Merry and then thought.
Huh. Yeah. All in one word.
It's a happy thought then, surely.
Okay, so the first one is another name for the wishbone, the Y-shaped bone found in poultry. It is when you're dreaming is magical and happy. Or is it a word coined by C.S. Lewis in his Narnia books, meaning a kind and positive thought? Or is it an Old English word meaning a witticism or a clever pun?
Witticism, clever pun. Oh, another word for the wishbone in poultry. No, don't think so. Magical dreams or something was the second one. That's what I've got down. What was the second one?
Yeah, it's when your dreams are all magical and happy.
Not convinced. C.S. Lewis, word coined by C.S. Lewis,
In the Narnia books.
meaning what did it go on to explain what it's meant to mean in the books?
Huh?
Is that all it
Yeah,
says?
it is a word coined by C.S. Lewis in his Narnia books, meaning a kind and positive thought.
And the last one, a witticism or clever pun.
Yeah.
I think it's the witticism. And I think yours is the magical dreaming.
Mine is the magical dreaming. Even Joan got me on that one.
But I got the other one wrong.
You got the other one wrong.
Yes, Lewis.
Another name for a wishbone.
No.
Shaped, found in poultry. Yeah.
I ruled that out straight away. Wow. Okay, that surprised me.
Right. Next one. I've got 2 left that I've done.
Cool.
Okay. The word is quern. Queen. Quern.
Queer.
Yeah, exactly, Martin. Like Peter Pan.
Quern. Sounds familiar almost, doesn't it?
Right. So, is it an apparatus for grinding corn, consisting of 2 circular stones one on top of each other? Is it an Italian dance done by the bride and her female relatives? Is it a Guatemalan bamboo flute, noted for its impressive range of octaves? Or is it a colourful parrot native to Bolivia?
I feel like I've heard of this and it's the first one. I could be completely wrong, but I feel like that's what it is, and it's somewhere in my head, or either that, I don't know, but I'm going to go with it. So I'm in for that. The first one being right, and then we've got an Italian dance, a Guatemalan flute, was it?
Yeah.
Or a colourful parrot. Now, what sounds the most Laney-ish out of those? I think you came up with the parrot, and the correct answer is the grinding corn. No.
The grinding corn is right.
Okay.
Mine was the Italian dance.
Was it? Oh, well done. Well done. Yeah.
Yeah.
We dropped the other. Oh, hello.
I'm laughing because John says it's Quan for Geordies. Quan. I don't know how you say it.
Just bringing me in my old man tablets.
Your old man tablets.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you got me there. I didn't think that was your made up one at all.
Got one more. Got one more. Right. So you've got a layer of gravel. Oh, I didn't give you the word of it. Scrannel.
Scrannel?
So it's Scrannel. Scrannel.
Yep.
It's a layer of gravel for the lining of the edges of ponds to encourage the growth of marginals. It's a northern word meaning to eat food extremely fast. It's a harsh and unmelodious squeaking or grating. Will you stop playing these scrannel pipes? Or it's a type of rough cloth similar to hessian formed from cactus leaves.
Wow. Right. I'll try and pick yours out first this time. These are all pretty good. None of them are jumping out at me as Laney-ish. See, I've kind of heard scram is to do with eating, and I think I think maybe you've gone on that tack and said that eating fast. So I'm going to go with that as the Laneyism.
Right.
Layer of gravel on the edge of a pond. Would that have its own word? Squawking. That sounded convincing, that squawking. I'm gonna go, okay, so I think you made up the eating fast, and I think the actual answer is squawking, grating noisiness.
And you are correct.
Yay!
And I did exactly choose that because I went with the word scran,
Yeah,
which means food here. Have you got your scran? You mean in
yeah,
your food?
I've heard that, which means it could have been right. It was a
Yeah,
pretty
so
good
that's
one,
why I went that way because I thought it makes sense. And if you'd heard
yeah,
scran, you might be fooled by it.
yeah,
But
absolutely.
yes, it's harsh and unmelodious, squeaking or grating. Will you stop playing the scrannel pipes? Google. Is human Scottish? Oh,
Yeah, sounds Scottish, didn't it? Well, they
yeah,
said Google, so
yeah. And I suppose scrannel, it's like, yeah.
oh, that's a clever game. That is.
It was good. It was good.
Let me put the chat back on.
But yeah, Joe went with Gravel.
Yeah, that was quite convincing. I wasn't sure, like I said, that would have its own specific word. Probably does.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Just thought I'd say while Nick's here, if anyone wasn't watching his live earlier on his new channel, um, then you need to because it shows you about the app.
Yeah.
It's app.
I demonstrated it all working and running in my phone. It's not launching right now, but we are pretty
Close.
much there. We've got a bunch of stuff we need to iron out. But yeah, it was nice to actually show people. It's been so long. Obviously, I've shared it with you and other friends and stuff, and you've been helping to point out what doesn't work and what does. But yeah, it was quite a relief in the end, and I'd hoped it would be to just
Yeah.
show the fruits of our endless labour. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
the response was good. It was mostly positive thoughts on it and some helpful comments and advice and stuff. Yeah, it's good. Feels like progress.
John's asking what channel was it on? It was on that old quiz channel which you've revamped, haven't you? However,
Yeah,
if you go on Nick and Andrea's normal channel, which I know you're on, then there's a link to it there, isn't there? Because you did a video promoting that you were going to be live
it
and
is
watching.
linked on our last video on the main channel, or it should come up, I assume, already on YouTube if you search Thrift Map App as 3 words. Hopefully it comes up straight away anyway. I don't know if it's already in the search what sits on there, but I assume it is. Yeah, because that's what it's called. I can show you quick. Thrift Map. My phone's filthy. I'll zoom out a bit, you can see a bunch of pins. That's on satellite view. If I switch it to map view, That's where I live. Yeah. So it's pretty much all functioning, but it's a lot of fine tuning. There's so many variables and things that can go wrong, and they all do. So we've got to iron out as many of those as we can before we launch.
Yeah.
And considering there's only really two of us, and a couple of very techie guys that have been helping out, we've been incredibly useful, and a bunch of friends who've been helping with the data. This lovely lady here is one. Yeah, I'm quite proud of what we've achieved so far.
I think I wrote in your live, I've been brainwashed by Sue Ryder. Save me.
Yeah, inputting lots of data. We used to do little live streams like this, but private, and be searching for data and adding it and stuff. And
Yeah, and you could
we'd all
tell
go slightly mad, wouldn't we?
Yeah, it would get to the point where we were like losing the plot.
Yeah.
Especially when it was like how many high streets we saw. Guess where it is? High Street.
I've got another one on the high street. What a surprise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What ones was it? There was like loads of like streets with the same names and stuff like that. And then you would get the really odd, weird ones that like were just ridiculous. Or they'd have like 20-foot long names. It'd be like Oxfam Books and Media, charity store in whatever, and they'd have like this whole long name, and you'd be
like, yeah, we're editing that.
Yeah, Oxfam.
Oxfam. Yes.
No, I would
screen this wide for your name of your shop.
Yeah, and it would be like Sue Ryder's charity donation and furniture store.
Yeah.
Or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, so a bunch of us spent way too long chatting and going insane, inputting data and finding data. And
it was funny though, because I never thought that there'd be an end to it, but we got there. Yeah.
By the time we go live, it'll all be out of date.
Yeah, I know a couple of the ones. Well, one's moved that I put in for around here alone. One's moved, one's shut down, and we've got a new one. So, like, all that needs redoing.
Yeah, and that's the reality of it, isn't it? You know, this it's not a find the data and you're done. It's find the data and then continually maintain it.
Yeah.
Which, if you watch the live stream, that's the whole point of the app, is it's a community-led thing. So, and the community and the users will be able to update it as we go. So,
and it would make total sense for the charity shops to update all their information on there.
Yeah.
And anytime they open new stores, to have that being put on there. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and as we've discussed, Lane, we're going to work side by side with the charities, because this thing will benefit them 100%. You know, it's free promotion, and hopefully they will get on board and help us maintain the data. Yeah. I bet you've learned a lot about creating an app. Yeah, and there was a lot to learn. Still is. I'm still learning. And remember, I've not coded a line. I've just been creating the interfaces and planning how it should work and how we're going to display this data and how we're going to interact with it, and then the layouts and all of that stuff. And then I have a very intelligent business partner who's able to make that appear inside a phone. It's like wizardry.
Yeah. I'm going to ask you, actually, you know, when someone creates an event and someone was talking about the data protection type thing, would, after the event's been and it's happened, and that, I assume, like, once it's finished, once you set it to finish, does all that data just get wiped from the system, because it's not something that you need to keep? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it will all vanish. What the event will only stay live whilst it's happening. We have discussed, if you're going to create a repeating event, a lot of these things are held annually. We could hold that data in the back end, like the locations of the pins, or just the accounts that were active at that event, and then we could send them a notification if that event is started up. You had it last time you want to. So we may hold that data in the back end, but not publicly. None of it will be displayed publicly.
Yeah.
Yeah. But we've thought long and hard about data protection. We've had to.
Yeah.
Forced to.
Well, you've got no choice, have you?
Yeah.
It's part of how it is. So, yeah, but it's good.
I hope so. It's one of those things, isn't it?
Yeah, I think
it will either work or it won't, and it will either be successful or it won't. We have.
Everyone seemed really impressed and positive in their feedback. You know what you got in the lives I was watching, and people obviously were asking questions, which is good. And I think my mum used to say, "There's never a stupid question."
Yeah, there were some really good questions actually.
Yeah.
Most of which we've obviously thought about. A couple of questions came up that we probably need to address or think about again. Most of it, honestly, I couldn't even tell you how many hours we've sat in meetings trying to work this thing out. Well, it's constant. But yeah, obviously there'll be stuff that we haven't thought about that will come up.
Yeah.
But we think we've thought through most scenarios. But you can't legislate for all of it either, because it would be so complicated. No. It's at some point you have to go live and see what happens.
That's true, and see which bit that works and which bit doesn't, and
see which bit people abuse and is broken.
And obviously what other things you can add to it, like there was people mentioning toilets and
that's almost a running joke between me and
ATMs and stuff, which could be put on the map. It's a possibility, isn't it?
The potential is huge with what you could add, but it's a case of getting to launch with the basics working well. Excuse me. It's funny that somebody said, I went to one recently and I parked my car and I walked around this town and got completely lost and didn't know where the car was. And that has come up before. Somebody else has said exactly that. And that's super easy. So we'll almost certainly implement that. So if you want to, if you're going to get to an event and walk it, you still use the map and walk around and follow the map and the pins.
Yeah.
And then when you stop and park your car, that we could quite easily implement my car pin. So in the middle of all of these green pins that are the stalls, there's your red car pin, so you can't lose it.
Yeah, so you can't, yeah.
Yes, yeah. And that sort of thing is relatively simple to add on at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. John says, so true, Lainey. I always ask a question, even if it's obvious to others, it's best to ask. Definitely.
Yeah. Yeah. And don't be scared to ask a question that seems obvious. I think sometimes they're the best questions. Really are. Don't assume that. I don't like to assume people know something, and they should ask. Yeah.
Yeah.
We had questions like, is it going to be on Apple? Which is a fantastic question. It seems obvious to me. Of course we're going to launch it on Apple, but yeah, great question. And yes, we are. Yeah.
Definitely. I think it'll do really well. I have faith in it.
Well, I hope so. It's sometimes really hard to be objective about it because I'm so inside it. I can't see it for what it is anymore. Every now and again, I catch myself and I'm looking at it and go, "Wow, that's awesome."
Wait until you actually use it for the first time. I think that'll be like a bit magical. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've had a few moments like that where I've been using it out on the street and stand outside a charity shop and there I am and I'm pinned and I open it and it says all the right details and that is a kind of aha moment.
I mean, it's an event though when you actually do it on a jumble trail or whatever the person calls it. When you actually do it like that'll be magical. I think it'll be
100%. I think that the magical moments will be when users are adding locations and events are popping up and down the country,
all over there.
working, and people are adding their stalls to these events, and there will no doubt be issues with all of that because it's so complex.
Oh yeah, because like that's just normal. You know,
Yeah.
every company that's ever had anything. Look how many issues eBay has. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And still has even now, and it's
Yeah.
when they first started, similar thing, isn't it?
It's a great way of selling breakables. Set up a jumble trail. I think it will take off. Saves going to a boot sale. 100%. And I think if we can, I've said this before, but if we can be part of pushing yard sales, jumble trails, whatever you want to call them, doesn't matter, pushing them as a thing across the UK, because I think they're great because you do it on your doorstep. So you don't have to slug all the stuff to a field at 7 a.m.
Yeah.
You don't have to pay the organizer. Some of these events are charity runs, so sometimes there's a charity donation involved, which is another element of it that is slightly complex if they're going to use our app. But yeah, I think they're a great way of selling, 100%.
I was thinking actually, what the charities could do is someone could host an event and donate it to that charity, so they could be connected to. You know what I mean? So there could be way like of adding it just given to it, but direct to a charity, if that makes sense.
Yeah, there's options in there, isn't there, of ways to
Yeah.
work for the charities. I don't know what that's going to look like yet. I really don't. But the last thing we want to do is cut off any supply of money to charity. That's the last thing we want to do. I think the easiest way, the way we might kind of, because obviously what we're talking about here is if you have a stall at a certain event, you give £5 or £10 to the local church or whatever. Fantastic, love that idea. But we don't want the church to create their event within the app and then people just add themselves without paying. So we need there to be an option for this is a private event. So they have to get their stallholders outside of the app and then they add the pins as they have paid. And then we can make that perhaps better in the long term.
Yeah.
Don't know. But yeah, that's been a talking point since the beginning.
Yeah.
We don't know
what it would be better if their event was private and they said, I'll you know what I mean, add you to, or they can, you know how like you have like an admin thing on it in the sense of a moderator. So the event holder is a moderator of his own event.
They are anyway, yeah. The event holder can add multiple pins.
Yeah, if he has it as private, only he can accept them or whatever. So then it comes to him and he'll know if they have paid or not.
That's the other way. You could, kind of have an acceptance. So you say, oh, I'll join that event, and then they only accept you once you've paid, and that's all done off app. There are options and there's solutions. Someone pointed out that the charity run trails often raise money by selling maps. I've been to one, maybe two that have done it that way. And they will probably choose not to use the app, and that is totally fine. Right? You can't make a solution for everything. And if that's their revenue stream, I don't want to take that away. So they won't choose to pin their event on the app. Oh.
Hello.
Okay, the new.
I think that means he's in Scotland.
Oh yeah. Are you
Scotland? Aye. Drinking iron brew.
Oh, yeah.
Well, actually, I'm not drinking tea, but you know.
Sounds good.
Are we live or live or private or live or live?
Live.
Oh.
Do not say. I better not say that. Do not swear.
You know, say
Okay.
shit or bugger or shit
Yeah.
or whatever.
Bugger,
Don't say
shit,
any of those words Laney just said.
Yeah.
twat, bollocks. Yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, whatever. Say what you like.
I do normally. Gets me in trouble, but you know.
Are you having a wee grogram, Ian? That was my best Scottish accent.
Whereabouts
No,
in
sorry.
Birmingham was that?
Sorry, Tam and Bell, if you listen.
What was the program? I can't even remember what a program was now.
You can.
They're about 25 quid, aren't they?
There was the rum thing, which
Oh
I
yeah,
decided,
it was where did I put the cards?
it wasn't the measurement because that was your made-up one, and I thought you made up the rum one. It was something completely
We're not
different.
about a wee dram.
Are we
Having a
It's
wee
a kind of coarse cloth of silk mohair and wool.
Oh.
Yeah, I made up it was equal to a foot.
Yeah. I think I got
I'm not-
the
I'm
right
not drinking
one,
it.
but I-
I'm not drinking a foot. I'm not into feet. It's not my thing. Anyway, how are we?
John saying that is a genius idea and will be popular in these hard times when people are thrifting more and more.
I really hope so, Joan. You know, and to be honest, resellers are a small amount of our target for this. Obviously, I'm in the reselling world and I'm going to use it for that. But thrifting, as you rightly put out, thrifting is popular, more popular now than ever anyway. And it will be more so moving forward into the rocky times we have ahead. And I think a lot of people will be wanting to sell a load of stuff they don't want anymore on their doorstep and make some cash. So if we can help in any way that facilitate people to make some quick cash, because I think we're all going to feel the pinch if we're not already. Yeah, totally.
Yeah, difficult times.
Stephen saying, I'm not public spirited enough to add my secret charity shots. Well, somebody else might do, Stephen, I'm afraid.
Yeah. And if they're part of a big like brand, like Bernardo's or whatever, then they'll probably be put on by the company.
The best ones are usually those like one-offs.
Yeah.
Random
or
ones.
Local ones.
Charity. Yeah.
Our Salvation Army's not too bad. Well, but then there was the mine shop on the green, local to me. I've only been in there once ever, and they had a as did George top for £8, and I was like, "You're off your head, aren't you?"
I went to a who was it now? Sue Ryder charity shop in Manchester, and everything. I don't think it was a closing down sale. They just seemed to be having a pound sale, and that was pretty good. Which I think if they do it every now and again and have a clear out, I think that's a pretty good idea. I mean, like I accept they probably put the what's a better expression, the better stuff away. But I think to have that sort of clear out, for every item £1, I think that's quite a good idea. Charity shops to do to clear what they've got to get new stock in to refresh it all.
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, But
yeah, I saw the news earlier, Porkies, about Chancellor saying that even people on 45,000, I can't even read, a year will find it hard. That's sobering, isn't it, everybody? Help.
Yeah. I mean, it's a pay cut for Nick, to be fair, but I mean, for the rest of us,
They were talking about the next fuel increases, and it was like, are they serious? Where it might get to next April?
Well,
Like,
the turning point seems to be this October, because I've had my energy company on saying, you know, October is when it's going to be a fairly major change, and I've gone on a fixed rate. But those that aren't on a fixed rate are going to, or on the prepayment meters, are going to get sort of, you know, major problems, really.
yeah, it is a worry.
Absolutely. And it's not only that, it's you know, obviously people's, you know, essential services, gas, water, electricity, you know, are their essential services, and you know, everything else is going to come after. So, you know, you got Christmas coming up, you know, and I think it will impact us resellers, as you know. I mean, I think a lot of people do sell stuff that probably isn't the traditional, in quote, Q4. But, you know, even so, I think people, you know, like, for argument's sake, if you were selling a vase, Nick, you know, and it's, I don't know, figure out the 30 quid, you know, maybe Mrs. Jones in Cardiff might not buy that for her husband, you know, or that finishes his set, you know, they're holding back on even little treats and stuff like that they might have normally got.
Yeah.
You see what I mean?
We might have a discussion when we do our next live, when it's back on my channel, about is a recession good or bad for if you're in a second-hand trade, and there are pros and cons, because people do turn to buying second-hand rather than new.
Yes.
When times are tight, but you're right that people, if you're more into collectibles and unnecessaries, you might call them. Perhaps that's the best thing to go. So it does depend a bit what you're buying and selling, but also if you're into homewares and stuff, it'll be like, well, I'm not going to buy a brand new whatever. I'll have a look on eBay and get a relatively cheap.
You can get one. Yeah.
So it swings and roundabouts, but generally, I mean, because we were in retail for years, and there were times when people were penny pinching, and they'd come in and they would buy secondhand rather than a new game, you know, and they would say that. They would say, you know, I'm glad you're here, we can get it cheaper, blah, blah, blah. So I think we did pretty well when times were tight for people, because we were trading in secondhand.
I know you, and I'm sure you did, you know, spoke to many resellers who, you know, during COVID, the lockdown and all that, they were selling media. I mean, I sold jigsaws, you know, as quick as all the ones I had at the time, they'd gone within a few days, you know, because people didn't want to be sat at home bored, you know, and everything. And it was like, I went from loads to nothing in, you know, which is good in, you know, in that sense, but you know, and people did a lot that way, and maybe, you know, because people won't be doing, you know, parties because of cost, and obviously you're traveling and taxes and all this is Christmas. You know, they'll be buying videos and DVDs and other stuff instead to amuse themselves at home. You know, in that respect, it might be an up for, if that doesn't sound a little bit cruel on the people that, you know.
Possibly. If people start, I know a lot of people are cancelling their Netflix, cancelling their Disney Plus, cancelling this, that, and the other. So perhaps there'll be a mini revival in hard media. Who knows? I've just noticed Stephen saying about international sales are up. We're doing quite well with the Etsy orders to America and some stuff on GSP. But also, I think if you're selling higher end stuff, the more kind of Edward Antiques Arena end of the antiques market, I think that's a little bit insulated from it, because if you're in the market of buying a £300 vase, you're not likely to be that much affected by this stuff.
Worried about, yes.
If you were going to be looking for that in the first place, I doubt you're penny pinching. So maybe if you're higher end, you're going to be. I don't know.
Like people in the motor trade, there was a fear originally that, you know, people with Range Rovers and big Jaguars and whatever the car may be, you know, with the big petrol guzzlers, that everybody was going to be, you know, selling the car, and it's not happened, because of course the people that, you know, have got these cars aren't necessarily worried about, you know,
the cost.
I'm not saying all of them. I mean, you know, the sort of higher rate, you know, if somebody's buying £120,000 Range Rover, isn't going to be worried about spending an extra 20, 30, 40 quid a month on fuel.
No, all of this, it's the likes of us and people who are,
Yeah.
you know, the average Joe. They're the ones, we're the
Yeah.
ones that it hits for sure.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Channel M says, learning one of the best trousers in Sunderland closed down. It was either Shelter or the YMCA where Dixon's used to be. Well, it was the YMCA, but it's now further up the street. It opened a couple of weeks ago, Neil. So it's further up High Street on the same side. I can't remember what shop that was before, but yeah, it's on the same side further up. Still relatively cheap. Their clothing and stuff, clothing, shoes, books, media, all that's relatively cheap. That vase that I've showed you, don't know if I've still got a picture of it. Hold on. I think I showed you when it might have just been in a private chat thing, but
used cars are at a premium, says Neil. Are they still? Because I know they were, because I think wasn't that due to supply chain issues through
Well,
COVID?
yeah, people were waiting for new cars so long that people were changing the used car for.
Well, I know used car prices went right up. A friend of mine had an electric, and he sold his electric car on for more than he paid for it.
That vase.
Yeah,
that's gorgeous.
I paid £3 for that in that charity shop that he's talking about.
Did you work out what it was? Is it Mexican or something?
No, I never did. Look, hold on now.
It looks a bit Aztec or Mexican, that sort of, maybe.
Safari, S-A-F-I. Safari. Yeah, it could be anything like that. If I do a Google search on that picture.
Like in the 70s, you could buy Daimlers and Rolls Royces dirt cheap, and people were filling in their swimming pools because they devalued their properties. Oh, wow. Yeah, I filled in our pool because we just weren't using it enough, you know.
Yeah.
I jest before people write in and complain.
yeah.
Stephen
Couldn't fit a pool in our back garden. Have you seen the size of it?
Imagine Jeff with it.
Oh, he'd love it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he'd love it, especially in this heat.
Many years ago, we went to Menorca on like this complex, and there was a big swimming pool, but bizarrely there was also a duck pond. Well, you can guess where the duck spent most of the time.
Oh, really?
Not in the duck pond.
God, were they pooping everywhere?
Well, yeah, the water always looked clean, but yeah, it's one of them, really. We've been in, you know what I mean? But they did, to be fair, they did keep on top of it, the staff and stuff.
But, I've just Googled it and found out with the same Safi or whatever, which is sold on Etsy, and they say it's Moroccan, which is what.
Yeah, I was just. Stephen's just said the same. Yeah. Okay. You could have taken the goldfish out first, Nick. What, before I filled in my pool? Yeah. Isn't it where there was an Ann Summers shop next to a baby shop? Is that how you roll in the north?
Yeah.
If you've been in the Ann Summers shop, you go in the baby shop. Just
I'm making babies tonight.
You mean Mothercare? That was over the other side. So was Argos. They're not. Neither of them are there now.
Seems funny you mentioned Dixon's. Feels like a lifetime ago.
Mm.
Yeah, I worked for Dixon's, but at the warehouse we had the UK distribution warehouse in Stevenage, and I used to cycle there from when I lived at home. And I worked nights in there. And it was a windowless warehouse. So it was really, in the winter, I'd cycle there early and do a 12-hour shift. So I'd cycle there in the dark when I was doing days, cycle there in the dark in the morning, work my full shift, and leave in the dark again. It was just like, turned into a vampire. Maybe that's where I get it from now, and I'm still not quite out of the vampire mess.
I think it used to be Bright House.
Bright House, what do they do?
They used to, like you could hire or buy stuff over but pay weekly. So they did like or whatever. So like you'd get a £300 fridge freezer off them and pay over 2 years, and it would cost you about 800 quid.
Oh right, okay.
Like that, because you were able to pay weekly.
Like the old radio rentals.
Yeah, like that, but with furniture or electricals or
Or
anything
to this
really.
day, Rumbelows.
Huh?
Say again?
Rumbelows. Did you have Rumbelows?
Rumbelows.
Yeah, I remember Rumbelows.
I remember them advertising and stuff, but I don't think we had one local to us.
And we had what was they used to rent the TVs and you used to put the coins in.
Oh wow, yeah.
What,
Was that not
I
radio
can't.
rentals?
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I don't remember. My dad told me, obviously, but yeah.
You're far too young for this stuff, aren't you?
No, I am. I know. I remember we used to go and meet a mate who used to work in Tandy. He used to get mad because we were on the CB radio then, and we'd go out and people would give him a list and he'd work and get it on staff discount and buyers over there. Yeah.
I remember we used to have a telly from Radio Rentals, and when it used to come out once a month, and there was like £20 billion coins in it.
Yeah.
Because my dad was obsessed with the telly.
Oh, so you were putting coins in the telly, and a man would come and open the telly and take them out.
Yeah. To pay for that.
I thought you were paying monthly to the company to rent
money.
Yeah, he would take out his whatever it was, and then there'd be like another probably 80 quid.
Jeez.
A pound coin still in, because the telly was constantly on in our house. But a certain person I know learned how to shimmy it when you put the money in, so you could put a knife in with the money, and then you could turn it and keep turning it, and it wouldn't take the money. The thing was, it just meant that come the end of the month, you'd have money to pay them.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then we hired a video recorder in 1986. And there's footage of me and me and all of us and my granddad.
And my auntie was a recorder, not just the player, the actual camera.
Yeah, camera. My mum hired it because my dad didn't have any interest in technology. My mum did.
So that would have been one of those massive, like, Back to the Future jobs. Sit on your shoulder.
It was quite heavy.
Yeah.
I remember my mum would be going. My mum would be videoing and be going, "Do something then," and that.
Yeah. Entertain me.
So it was me and my friend doing one of them songs, because I was what? How old was I then? 11, nearly, I think. 10, 11, something like that. So I was doing this. There's a guy over there who winks when I said he loves me. That's like. It was this song that I used to sing as a kid, right? I know, it's mad. And then so we're doing that, and then a bit later on, like they got a bit drunk, my mum and her friends and that. So they were like, a friend was getting the guitar and going, like she was a bit drunk, and my mum was get like, "Tell me about it, stirred," and I was get like, honestly, this is 1986.
Have you still got this?
Oh yeah.
Oh,
got it all on video. My dad and my granddad. She took it to show my granddad, and he looked at it and went, "It's one of them fads, not catch on." That's what he said.
Yeah.
It's just a phase.
I know, right?
What he would make of it now. And he used to take photographs on the beach when they used to have like the thing over his head, you know, take the photo. As soon as it went digital, he scrapped it. He became a bus conductor.
Oh wow!
But
Yeah.
I
yeah,
remember
so
my uncle
Go on.
before they had the combination ones. Where you used to get VHS cassettes and you had a separate player and you can put it onto DVDs. Transfer it over. By God, it was like he'd become a brain surgeon or he'd just taken over IBM or something. The way he went on about it, like I've done that. Like he's practically made the movie. I mean, and
To
of
be
course,
fair,
then they got the
they
combination.
were a mind melt to work out the early ones, wasn't it? Like 1,000 buttons on your control.
Yeah.
Yeah.
By the time you read the remote, it was Christmas. Everyone read the manual, I should say. So,
But to be honest, photography, even in our lifetimes, I had the little tiny little brownie, little plastic one, not the old box one. I'm not quite that old, not as old as Stig. But think how far it's come since we remember the old. Do you remember those 110 films, sort of like a little long thin canister?
yeah, my sister
Like a long thin camera like that.
Yeah.
Oh, I remember that. It was a Kodak one. And to think now we have these super amazing, powerful, and we take it all for granted. This and the fact that's a video camera as well. Look at it.
I know. It's mental, isn't it?
Amazing.
And it's like the traditional ones. I'm sure Ellen will probably, you'll know anyway. But the big ones like the journalists and photographers have the long ones with the big lenses. Are so heavy.
Yeah,
so heavy, and yet we just carry our phones and we zoom in, and I mean, there's a photographer we know that takes nature pictures, and some of those that she takes, they're zoomed in, and it's like it's like a proper, no offense, lady, but it's like a proper photographer's taking it that has been doing it for years. They're zoomed in, like the B ones. They fascinate me.
Absolutely.
But as you say, we take it for granted, just in our pockets.
No CCTV on our streets. Yeah, you're being watched pretty much everywhere now. Yeah. It is a very different world, isn't it? From our childhood to here.
Oh, me and Sarah were saying before, essentially we grew up with 3 channels, didn't we? And now there's channel upon channel up, there's probably 40 or 50 music channels. You know what I mean?
But you don't miss what you don't have, and it was more than enough, wasn't it, for us as kids?
Yeah. Yeah.
This is me when I was 11.
That's you? Wow.
Yeah, and these are the Masonettes. I was telling you about the Masonettes. Ian, I don't know if you can see properly, but
yes, yeah. I can just about, yeah.
It's really bad the quality like now, but
Is that outside your house?
Yeah, when I was a kid.
And that's your mate, is it, or relative?
Yeah, Alison, my friend Alison. Yeah.
Wow, it's so good. You've still got that footage there, haven't you?
There's another bit. Where is it? There.
Oh, look, we're getting a glimpse into Laney world here. Her face like, what? She's pointing that at me.
It's a bit like having a proper somewhere.
Oh, no, talking to the telly. Look at that old beast.
And then there's 15-year-old me as well. It's like 2 seconds.
Wow.
I love 15-year-old me. Yeah, my mum just came around and I was like, go away.
You had your hair all short up here.
Yeah, really short. Really short. We've got it all transferred onto like other
These pictures that are going past of you.
Yeah. Oh, that was like that is just not good.
We've all got
You
those
must have
pictures.
seen it. Have you seen it? Is it this one?
No, go on, show me. Why not?
Creepiest version
Oh,
of Salt
yeah.
and Pepper ever. So what happens when you have a drink? Oh, I thought I was happy, but I didn't.
That's quite disturbing. That is.
Yeah. It gets worse.
Oh my god. Oh, that's me not sleeping tonight. Yeah.
I was doing the wink.
Oh.
I only shared this because my friend dared me. She was like, I dare you to share it. So I just went, I don't care. So I did. Oh, God.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a bit weird, wasn't it?
No, I've got no words. Got no words for that, Lenny.
No, me neither.
Was that your banana rama?
Okay.
What, the last one?
Me banana rama. What, with the 15-year-old me? Probably.
No, but they're priceless, those clips, aren't they? It's just
Yeah.
Got one.
world. There's no footage like that from our family. We didn't have any of that sort of tech to film it, you know.
It all needs like sending off and cleaning up properly, I think, because you're like the original tape is somewhere buried. Need to dig that out as well. But yeah.
In fact, the oldest footage I've got, video footage of our family, is from me when I was a student, and I used to make animated films on Super 8, and I've got pictures where I filmed the family and Katie when she was like tiny, and Becky who's now 30. She was a baby.
Yeah.
But that's all we've got, and that's still on Super 8 film. I think I have got it onto VHS somewhere, but yeah.
I think we've all got pictures as well that, you know,
Video of
we'd never
Laura, and she's with me cousin's band, and like I can't remember if it was my mum or my dad or one of them said, like, go and stand beside him and that, and like smile and whatever. I don't know, in this video, you know what I mean? And she went over and she just shoved him. She was just like, ah. You know what I mean? But it's just funny.
What's Neil saying? The only old video of me is when I had a strippogram when I was 18. Oh, I read that first as when I was a strippogram, and I believed that. When I had when I was 18, I ended up in my boxers being whipped. Wow. Imagine that.
Yeah.
I do remember that was a thing, wasn't it? In like the early 90s, you'd get someone's strippogram to the pub, and you had a party at the pub, and you'd get a strippogram. I found it really awkward, though. You know what I mean? The whole thing's a bit, oh, this is...
Yeah, well, your mates just go round and
walks. Yeah. Oh, dear.
Mind you, the Doughboy one, wasn't it, that he thought, you know, was a strippogram, not policewoman. And it turned out to be a real policewoman and bloke. Well, you know, policeman, I should say. Not just a random bloke.
Wasn't that how he met Raquel in that show? Something like that. She was doing that. Maybe I've merged some episodes.
He come in the pub, and this policeman came in, and it was his birthday or whatever it was, and you know he's saying to Rodney,
yes. I remember that one now. Yeah,
and like oh yeah, and it wasn't until he pulled the top open that he realised, and then he saw the police car in the car park. Yeah. Whoops.
Yes. You're right.
Did I tell you when David pulled my top open when I was on the bus?
What?
Oh my god.
So when David was little, he was about 18 months.
I'm glad to tell you he was little. Go on.
So he was about 18 months, and I had a button-down top on, and it was like quite a chunky button thing. Anyway, I was on the bus coming home, and I was getting off the bus, and I had his pushchair. I had him, and I had some bags of shopping. So I had him and the pushchair in one arm, and I had two bags of shopping, and I was holding the thing as we were approaching up to the bus stop. When David decided to pull on my top, totally opened my top up, and I was approaching the bus stop with him in my arm, and I couldn't do nothing about it. It just arrived there at the bus stop.
You just got your bra showing underneath.
Just saw my bra out, totally out. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So people just a bit like.
Was there some bloke waiting to get on?
There was about 5 people at the bus stop waiting to get on, and they're all just gone. Like a bit what? And I'm like, I can't do nothing about it. And the worst thing is even when I got off the bus and like I had him in my arms, I still couldn't do anything about it until I put him in the pushchair, and then I could fasten him as well.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. That wasn't fun.
Oh, she was a stripper for Albert's birthday. Was that it? Okay.
Was it a Richard and Judy moment? Is that what it's called?
No, there was no video of me when I was a stripper, Graham. Okay. I'm sure it's out there, Neil. Oh. Creepy laugh, and then he vanished. There we go.
She just disappears when he laughs. Oh, Judy's Blouse came on at an award ceremony.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I do vaguely remember
that. Neil was dressed as a Salvation Army uniform with a collection tin. Did you have your trombone? Oh, jeez. Stigmund is back.
Hello, I don't know what I did.
You laughed and you disappeared. We were like,
disappeared. That's right. We know technology is difficult for the old. It's fine. We
hang on a minute. Coming from the bloke who's taken 12.
What? It's fine. Don't worry. I've got that salt and pepper song in my head now.
You can do that sexy dance to Andrea later, aren't you?
Am I really?
She'll be asleep. In fact, it's probably that will get her asleep, to be fair.
His stripper Graham was a Salvation Army uniform with a collection tin. No, I thought you were the Salvation. Sorry.
Oh.
My cousin had a stripper Graham in footage of that somewhere, which I must be on, but I didn't know. That was I wasn't even 18. I was in a pub. I was in a nightclub because she was 18 in the April. I wasn't 18 till the June. Yeah. I've never had one though. Thank God. Just think it would be awkward. Would it not be just awkward? You'd just feel awkward.
We'll have to get Nick, Natalie, and Bruley a strippogram for his 50th. Have to watch his Dickie Ticker though.
In his police of uniform.
Yeah.
Nick Berry was good looking back in the day. Morning.
I bet he'd be guarding Black Label.
Just putting these back
What
together.
you done?
Huh?
Sorry?
Just saying, what's Nick done today?
Me, we had Nina staying.
Oh yes,
So
yeah.
this morning we were woken up bright and early with a little 6-year-old running around the house like a lunatic. We calmed her down by watching Frozen 2,
Mm-hmm.
and then went out and had a picnic in the park and played on the climbing wall and various. Oh, with a zip wire there, we had to go on that.
What
Then
she
went
did
to
or you did?
Bit of both.
All right.
And then went to my older sister's
Mm-hmm.
to deliver some birthday presents and drop off Nina to her mother because she was there as well.
All right. Okay. Cool.
So that was the extent of our day. And then I did that live stream earlier for Thrift Map. And then
Yeah.
I've been chatting to some random Geordie for a while.
Oh.
You've been
I didn't see you live. I was otherwise engaged, unfortunately. But
That's all right. You've heard it all before.
well, yeah, there is that. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, to get. Well, I think what time did I get here? About 6:30, I think. And by the time, because I've stored some stuff here, and by the time I unpacked that and had tea and had a bit of a catch up and all that.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Time whizzes, doesn't it?
It does.
Yeah.
Do
you know the cheap shots I'm getting tonight?
I'm just catching up with the amount of cheap shots I've had from you over the last few months.
Oh God, we haven't got time. We haven't got enough time, stream time for that.
No.
Hang on, what's Neil saying about my Natalie? Did anyone see Natalie Imbruglia in the Final Names episode? I would say she hasn't aged well, but it's more she has surgeoned well. She has had some work done. And I think she's one of those faces that would have looked better without any. I think actually most faces do that. But yeah, I'm not sure she needed it. We're seeing her live, Neil, sometime soon. Can't remember when. Yeah, going up to London to.
You need to ask your PA and music organizer.
Yeah, I do. It might be on the Laney calendar over there, but I can't. I don't know.
I've got a complaint about my Laney calendar, and that is that I turn the thing for the next month, and I think, oh, you know, got 5 birthdays this month, and then I get to the you know, like 2 days before the birthday, and I think, oh, flipping heck, I've got always that. But, you know, there's a birthday in a couple of days. You know, there should be an alarm on it saying, you know, order a card or buy a card or something, just to, you know, to jog my old memory before.
So what you do, if you write Nick's birthday, as I know it's on your calendar, of course, 2 squares before with an arrow to when it is. There you go.
Right. Okay.
Here for thinking.
Yeah. I'll tell you what, send me a pen because I haven't got many and I'll do it. You better send me a highlighter as well. Do you know, funnily enough.
You do it. A bit of me.
Ooh, look at that. Ooh.
Pastel highlighters.
Stationary form. Yeah. I told Sarah that I'd bring some dinner up and with me from, you know, and I went to Tesco's and they got all the stationery out ready for going back to school. I was twinging going past it, but I didn't buy anything.
Well done.
Yeah.
She's only a couple of years older than me, and defo didn't need it. Yeah, I would agree.
Just like me, I didn't need that.
Absolutely, lady. I completely agree.
Yeah, even though I've got like crease marks where my eyebrows should be or something. So they're actually just frowns, but I decided there were crease marks where my eyebrows used to be.
You know, people who play washboards. Well, look, you could do that on my forehead.
I've just got one like this deep crease here, so I must be really like frowny.
Yeah,
And
I've
then
got
that.
deep ones there. Same. That's
I've
a
got,
dent. What's the dent from?
Well,
Looks like
Mine
someone's
was-
boss.
dented me.
I've got one of them. My mum always told me it was from when I had chicken pox.
Maybe that's what
Oh,
I
I've got
thought.
a chicken pox hole. Which side is it on? No, can't get
It's
near.
you.
Yeah,
What
that's not a
size
chicken
scab
pox.
did I have? I don't
Hmm.
remember hurting my head.
Yeah, we've had to deal with it then.
I did pull the brakes on my bike and went over the handlebars into the wall once on my grifter.
On the grifter. I have one of them. Pale blue one.
It's red.
Why would you want a red one? Why?
Because you would. It's the bestest.
What's wrong with that? I had a red chopper. Wait for it.
I'm waiting for him to go, need to go to the doctors about that or something like that.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah. Anyway, he was at our price apparently. But let's move on.
When we were down in Bristol, we might have even been in the vlog on my, but there was a barber shop when we were charity shopping
oh
with
yeah,
Carl,
I did see that with the two choppers.
and there was my chopper was in the window, and then in the other window was a similar chopper. It's quite
Please
a
stop
thing.
talking about each other.
I hadn't
Please
seen my
stop
chopper for years. I hadn't seen my chopper for decades, and there it was in a barber shop. Quite a moment.
Choppified.
So many answers, so little time.
You don't expect to see your own chopper on the high street.
That's a fair point, Nick, actually. Yeah, I do see your point. Yeah.
Yeah. It's probably illegal to show your chopper on the high street.
Yeah, well, we all stood around and pointed at it for a while. And then I filmed it.
Okay.
Moving on.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've milked that enough, really, haven't I?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave that there. Yeah.
Thoughts. Take them away.
Run from them, run.
Run, Forest.
Guess who I'm meeting tomorrow?
Tom Jones.
It's not unusual.
No.
He started it.
He pulled out your sister.
Not that I think. I hope not.
You hope, but she might be watching. You can't say that.
Don't be silly. The family don't watch this. Real lives. Yeah.
My brother sometimes does, but he wouldn't say no anyway.
Are you meeting Fauna?
No. Someone I haven't met before.
I've just realised that your goatee reminds me of Eddie Jordan. Anyway, carry on.
What reminds you of what?
Your goatee reminds me of Eddie Jordan. Yeah,
Eddie Jordan.
because he's quite grey on the bottom half, but quite dark on the top.
I've got the sides. It's not a goatee. I'd have to take that bit away.
I know. But if it was a goatee, it would be Eddie Jordan, and you'd be a few million quid richer, or probably a few 100 million quid richer, to be fair. But
And Irish.
And that, yeah.
So we haven't worked out who Laney's meeting. Are you meeting up with Neil?
No.
Oh.
Is it a celebrity?
Oh.
No.
Is he quite good looking?
He thinks he is.
Not Cliff, is it?
Is it Ian?
Yes, it is.
Yay!
I like how he was playing when it's him.
Yeah,
Oh, was
I
it
thought
me?
something was going on.
Yeah. Do you not mean that? Have you forgot already?
I wouldn't put it past
No.
him.
Probably has. I've probably gone to meet him and he like I'd have just been sitting there by myself.
So you're popping around Laney's. Are you?
Well,
did you say you were in
we're gonna
Scotland?
Well, yeah, I'm in Scotland at the moment. I'm going to a viewing in Northumberland. Calling at Sarah Lamb's, literally around the corner, in this place in Northumberland, which I'm not going to reveal because I'm not sure I should shout that on the internet. And then I'm going to Tesco's in Newcastle or wherever it is.
Sunderland. We might not have to go to Tesco's because I think they're shut, didn't they? At 4.
Oh, they should have.
There's a man right
On
beside
Sunday,
it.
right.
We'll see what time I get away from Northumberland.
Right. Maybe somewhere.
Yeah. I'm not going to that strip club you took me to last time.
Only because they won't let you in again.
Only because I won't give them the cucumber back.
Okay. Strange.
He told me it was 50% off. I'm gonna say. So yeah, catching up with Lainey Lou.
I said to him yesterday. I said, "Well, if you only because it's only just over an hour away where he's going, the house view he's got." So I says, "Well, if you on your way back down, if you're passing this way,
when they're up, down.
Right.
Neither down. Sorry.
Absolutely.
Yep.
Oh dear. Yeah, that photo of Natalie Imbruglia is not good.
Oh. Yeah, I don't think she's benefited from it, you see.
Not at all, no. She looks like it's kind of pulled out in her eyes a bit, sort of dodged.
Yeah, too much.
Take it to Iceland. What the shop? Keeps him out of Yorkshire. I think you're not going back to Yorkshire, though, are you?
Well, maybe permanently out of Yorkshire soon.
Yeah.
Hopefully,
if something comes out of that place.
Maybe.
Sorry, say that again. I missed that.
It says, hopefully, if something comes up with that house or the one I sent you earlier.
Yeah. Yeah. There's actually something else on the horizon, but I'll talk to you about that another time.
Yeah, we'll all get there eventually.
Plant in their field.
We're attempting.
Yeah, attempting the field. It might be easier, to be honest.
Yeah, tell me about it. We will get there eventually.
Is that you're singing? Anyway, we shall wrap this up, I think. And
Rap. Neil. Nick can't even sing. It was Andy suddenly became Neil.
If he can't sing, maybe he's better at rapping.
Yeah, true.
Oh, I wouldn't like to try.
Yeah.
Parcel rapping you can do, can't you?
What? Yeah. Oh, parcel wrapping. Yeah, I can do a bit of that.
Yeah.
Can do that one.
Yeah,
but yeah,
good at that.
we shall wrap this up and close it down and all of that malarkey. I'll be back on Tuesday with Heather and we'll talk something. I don't even know what the topic is, but something.
I'm in Manchester on that day. I'm losing bloody track of where I am.
On Tuesday.
God, yeah, get him a set of wheels, and he's always gallivanting, isn't he?
He's never home anymore.
I know.
I know.
It's like
I'm out more than the gas. Man, you can't afford the gas. That's the problem.
out more than the bins.
Cheaper
Yeah.
to go out than to have your heating on, to be fair. So, you know.
To be fair, the bin's only gone out fortnightly now.
Just on off on a tangent a minute, talking about costs. I think I heard on the radio today, somebody said it costs £1.30 to do 2 pieces of toast in a toaster.
What?
And it's about the same. Well, I thought that, but I suppose it depends how light or dark you like it. Even.
People be having bread.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But you think about that, and you think how much it's.
That means it'll be about. That means it'll be about 62 quid for crumpets.
So to cook a Sunday roast, 50 quid or something? What are you talking about?
Don't shoot the messenger.
Well, I mean, if it is, that's it. I'm throwing the toaster away. Enough of that.
Yeah, well, everything will be raw in Mount Cooked anymore.
I've got a vision of poor Ellen and Lainey, and now who do you live with? Andrea, sort of holding this piece of bread over a candle, sort of passing it back and forwards, trying to.
Yeah, exactly. How much to boil a kettle?
Yeah. A toaster.
Right, turn all the lights off.
Might be more cost effective to
have a barbecue in your
the kettle, put it in a flask.
Have an open fire in your back garden.
Okay.
I'm sure that'll work on my balcony.
We are wrapping up, so I will see you all later. Goodbye, people in the side chat. Thank you for joining us.
Goodbye.
It was a good one, that quiz earlier. Don't forget to check out the charity stuff that's on here, and don't forget to check out the Thrift app on Nick's new channel.
Aye.
And, we shall see you all next time. I'll be back on Tuesday. Good night and farewell and all of that. Bye bye. And